Hello and welcome everyone. Today we will talk about GitHub repository security and how you can protect your crown jewel applications and the code or the intellectual property. So as we know, in modern software development, the GitHub repository contains more than just code. It holds your intellectual property, CI/CD configuration, sometimes environment variables, and that should not happen, but sometimes hard-coded secrets as well. A security breach here can compromise your entire organization. Now, the standing privilege is a problem for the GitHub repositories. The traditional access means constant risk. The permanently granted repository permissions create a dangerous attack surface. When developers' accounts are compromised or employee leave, sometimes there is always on permission stays there, and that becomes a critical problem. These can be used as a silent code injection. Some malicious actors can steal these critical algorithms or data, and then your entire code histories can be wiped without warning. So how do we actually solve it? So the just-in-time access is the modern solution to provide granular access to your crown jewel repositories. So what happens that the developer, let's say, would request access to a specific repository for a specific task with a defined time window. The automated approval can be provided through a PAM tool like Britive that will actually validate the request, will make sure and then see all the attributes and provide the temporary access based on the security policies. Now, a developer would complete the task within the allotted window, let's say 4 hours for a hotfix deployment. And then after that, it will automatically revoke access to that specific repository. So the permissions will automatically expire, the short-lived token will be expired, and then the repository will have no access at all. So the JIT access with Britive transforms GitHub security by eliminating standing privileges, reducing attack surface, and ensuring every repository interaction is authorized. Now, let me take you into the Britive user interface. And this is something you can also control through the Britive CLI. We have the SDK, we also have the Terraform, and also APIs available to basically perform these activities in a programmatic way. But I'm going to show you the UI just to keep it simple. And I'm acting as a corp developer in this case. So now I'm logged in as my user, and I'm the developer, and I can see I have my profile in Britive that will give me the just-in-time short-lived access to a very specific repository in GitHub. So I'll come here, I'll check out this profile, and now in the background, Britive is actually talking to GitHub, all natively using the native APIs. And now I got the short-lived access to the repository for 49 minutes. Now, so if I take you back into my GitHub, you will notice I'm actually logged in as co-op developer, as you can see here. And if I refresh my page, now you can see I have this request to basically join this repository or accept access to this repository. Okay, so now I clicked here, I can see the name of the repository, and the owner is sending me this request, and I will accept the invitation here. So now as soon as I accept the invitation, you can see now I got access to this specific repository. So if I go back to the user interface, you will notice there is a timer running here, right? So when the timer expires, I will not have access to this repository anymore, or I can simply check in. And when I check in, it means now my access is being revoked from that specific repository. Now, let me take you back into the admin area. And this is where you would actually configure all this access. So if I search the GitHub app in this tenant application page, you can see I have the profiles created here for the repository I was showing before, and I will actually take you into this area. So you can see I have my expiration timer here. The console URL, basically when you check out this profile, when you click on it, you will directly land to this specific repository. And the permission is the most important thing, because when I check out this profile, either using CLI or API, using the SDK, basically this is what I'm getting access to. And if I click here on the permission variable, you can see the GitHub org name, the repository, the specific granular access for this specific repository, the username, corp developer, the GitHub handle, And this can also be a variable, right? In this case, I am hard coding these values, but you can actually have a variable there. The last but not the least is important is the policy. This policy actually dictates or define who can get access to this repository. And as you can see, you can specify the named user here, the individuals, or you can specify a group of users. And then this can also be assigned to service identities, like your CI/CD pipelines, or even the AI agent identities can get access to this repository in a programmatic way. You can also apply a lot of conditions here. You can have a step-up verification before you actually get access to this. You can also inject approval into this flow if it is a very sensitive repository. And then there are advanced settings, like, for example, integrating it with Jira, ServiceNow, PagerDuty, and other systems that you might have. So that's what I wanted to show you today. I hope you like this demo. If you'd like to know more about this solution, please do check out britive.com. And yeah, see you next time. Bye.